So we're going into game week 17. A lot of my players are in a bunch of very limited amount of games. So I'm worried, but let's see what my plan is for FPL game week 17.
What's up guys, JNO here, and welcome to JNO United. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and remember, it's all about the game.
Alright guys, so here is my team at the moment. I've made one transfer. So far we have Butland, Francis, Scott Dan, who's the new signing, Neom, Coutinho, Mahrez, Delafou, Ozil, Lukaku, Kane and Vardy. That is my starting lineup for now. I've still got one transfer. I didn't use a transfer last week, so I've got two transfers this week. We've got Mignolet, De Bruyne, Alderweireld and Dawson on the bench. And I'm not going to lie, I'm slightly confused as to what to do. Alderweireld against Southampton, I reckon Tottenham could pick up a clean sheet, but I also think Scott Dan could. I think Watford might surprise a few people against Liverpool, and Francis, I don't think Bournemouth have been doing that badly, and against West Brom they might be able to put in a performance as well. So I'm really confused as far as my defenders go. I think Bournemouth will score, which is why Dawson isn't there, but Dawson proved last week that he can score goals, which of course completely nullifies the fact of whether his team get a clean sheet or not. Then you've got the Arsenal-Man City game. I've got Ozil and De Bruyne. Do I play Ozil? Do I play De Bruyne? What do I think the result is going to be? And then the Leicester-Everton game is the clincher for me. I've got Mahrez, Delafou, Vardy and Lukaku. That's four of my players in one game. So I'm slightly worried now. As far as future transfers go, I'm looking at Ighalo, but they're coming up against Liverpool. But when we get to the end of the episode, I'll show to you why I'm looking at Ighalo. And then other than that, I'm thinking of changing Mignolet, just not impressed. I think there's probably keepers that will get the same amount of points for cheaper out there. And yeah, I'm not too happy with Harry Kane or De Bruyne. And Coutinho is one of those players that whenever I have him, he doesn't score. And then as soon as I don't have him, he starts scoring. Okay, my next opponent in the Certified Super League is Control-Alt-Delete, and he had 29 points last game week, and his team consisted of Kasper Schmeichel, Moreno, Azpilicueta, Alderweireld, Barkley, De Bruyne, Mata, Hazard, Kane, Vardy and Ighalo. If he's getting that amount of points regularly, I should be able to beat him, pick up some more points in the Certified Super League. But you never know, any game week, the results at the moment are so all over the place that who knows if you're going to have a good game week at the moment. The games I'm looking at that I think points can be picked up in, you have Chelsea versus Sunderland. Sunderland could take advantage of Chelsea's current season-long decline and pick up some points there. They've looked a lot better and a lot more solid as a team under Sam Allardyce. Everton-Leicester could be a goal fest. So that is why at the moment I've got two Everton and two Leicester players, and I'm not taking any of them out. I just think there could be a lot of goals in this game. I'm steering clear of the big boys that I think are underperforming, so Man United I'm not touching. Spurs need a performance after their loss to Newcastle when they travel to Southampton. Stoke Palace, both teams are performing well, so that could be a shutout, which is what I'm hoping for with Butland and Scott Dan in my team. Newcastle versus Aston Villa, so my betting is they'll probably lose to Villa, who haven't won in ages, purely because Newcastle are the type of team that will beat Newcastle and Liverpool, or get points off of Newcastle and Liverpool, and then fail against Aston Villa. I think Watford could surprise a few people. Swansea, West Ham, two teams that seem to be on the decline. One of them can pick their form up in this game. And then Arsenal Man City, the big game. Who knows what is going to happen in that one. And then finally, I know this episode is going to be short again. As I explained, this week is very, very busy for me, but I still want to get some reviews and previews up for you, like I promised when I started this channel. So I'm going to focus on one thing for the end of this show today, and that is the player I think everyone should have in their team if they don't already, and that is Odion Ighalo. Now yes, I'm one of the players that doesn't have him yet, and it has hurt me all season long. I don't know why I didn't see it before, but I'm now going to explain to you why I think you need him in your side. If you look at the stats, you can see that Ighalo is the man at Watford at the moment, similar to Charlie Austin at QPR last season. Now, some of the best players you can pick up are players at teams that aren't necessarily the best teams in the league, but they are the focal point of the attack in that team. Charlie Austin proved it last season when he scored a great point total despite the fact that QPR got relegated. Odion Ighalo is showing the same kind of attributes, but he's in a team that's performing slightly better. The reason you should pick him is because he's had 15 starts, and in those 15 starts he's had 10 goals, 2 assists and a 70.6 goal involvement for his team. That means less than 30% of goals scored for Watford have not involved an Ighalo assist or him on the end getting the finish. And currently you can pick him up for 6 million. That's $1 million more than he was worth, but 6 million is still ridiculously cheap. And if you're worrying about Aguero in the future, Ighalo is the man you can bring in for someone like Harry Kane, who he's outscoring, and then you can bring in Aguero. So I'm just saying to you now, maybe not this week is the time to bring him in against Liverpool, although to be honest, Watford have scored against big teams already this season. But Ighalo is the man you need in the team. Similar to Jamie Vardy, those two can enable you to bring in the big hitters elsewhere. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I've been JNO, you've been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game. And now, I am off to NXT TakeOver London.